Picture this. You've just finished watching your favorite evening show, and as the credits roll, you realize something magnificent. You're not watching the end of a story. You're living the beginning of your most exciting chapter yet. Welcome to the grand adventure of aging with style, grace, and unshakable dignity. Think of aging like being the star of your own reality show called Living My Best Life After 65. Every day is a new episode filled with opportunities to shine, connect, and discover parts of yourself you never knew existed. Whether you're adjusting to rabbit ears on life's antenna or streaming your golden years in high definition, this journey is about embracing every moment with the confidence of someone who's earned their stripes. From navigating the morning routine, like a well-oiled machine, to turning grocery shopping into a social event, we're about to explore 25 ways to make your golden years sparkle brighter than your grandmother's good china. So let's dive into this adventure together. Step 1. Acknowledge and accept aging, like finally admitting you need reading glasses. Remember when you first held that restaurant menu at arm's length, squinting like you were trying to read ancient hieroglyphics? That moment when you finally said, "Fine, I'll get the reading glasses," wasn't defeat, it was victory. It was you saying, "I'm smart enough to adapt." Aging is like upgrading from a flip phone to a smartphone. Sure, the buttons are different, and yes, you might accidentally hang up on your grandkids a few times, but once you figure it out, you've got access to a whole world of possibilities your younger self never imagined. Those laugh lines around your eyes? They're not wrinkles, they're evidence of a life well lived, like the patina on a beloved copper pot that makes it more beautiful with age. Picture Margaret, 67, who used to hide her gray hair like it was a state secret. One day, she looked in the mirror and thought, "This silver crown took decades to earn. Why am I hiding my royalty?" Now she rocks her silver hair like Helen Mirren on the red carpet, and her confidence radiates brighter than her hair color. Step 2. Maintain physical health. Your body is your classic car. Think of your body like a classic 1960s Mustang. Sure, it might need a little more maintenance than it used to, but with proper care, it can still purr down the highway and turn heads at every corner. You wouldn't put cheap gas in a classic car, so why would you fuel your body with anything less than premium? Meet Frank, 72, who treats his morning walk like he's inspecting his prized garden. Every step is purposeful. Every breath is appreciated. He waves to neighbors like he's the mayor of the sidewalk, and his daily constitutional has become the highlight of his day. And there's two. His doctor appointments aren't chores. They're like taking his classic car for a tune-up to keep it running smoothly. Exercise doesn't mean you need to become a gym rat. Unless that's your thing, then go for it. It's more like being the conductor of your own personal orchestra. Some days you're leading a gentle waltz around the block. Other days you might feel like directing a spirited polka in the swimming pool. The key is keeping the music playing and your body moving to whatever rhythm feels right. Step 3. Foster social connections. Building your personal board of directors. Your social circle is like your personal board of directors. Each person brings unique wisdom, different perspectives, and endless entertainment value. Think of yourself as the CEO of your own happiness, and these relationships are your most valuable assets. Take Betty, 69, who turned her weekly grocery shopping into a social event. She knows every cashier's name, asks about their kids, and somehow turns buying bananas into a 20-minute conversation about life. Her cart might be full of groceries, but her heart is full of connections. She's like the social butterfly of aisle 7, and everyone looks forward to her visits. Your smartphone isn't just for calling. It's your magic portal to staying connected. Video calls with grandkids are like having a window into their world, and those group texts with your old work friends? They're better than any TV show. You're not just keeping up with technology. You're using it to weave the fabric of your relationships stronger than ever. Step 4. Engage in meaningful activities, becoming the hero of your own adventure story. Remember when you were a kid and every day felt like a treasure hunt? Well, plot twist. You can still be that adventurous. Your meaningful activities are like choosing your own adventure book, except now you have the wisdom to pick the really good paths. Meet Harold, 74, who discovered watercolor painting after retirement. He started by painting what he thought looked like a tree, but resembled more of a green explosion. Now, 2 years later, his paintings hang in his local coffee shop, and he's got a waiting list of people wanting to buy his explosions of nature. He didn't just find a hobby. He found his artistic voice that had been waiting 74 years to sing. Volunteering isn't just about giving back. It's like being cast in the perfect role where you're the experienced veteran who saves the day. Whether you're reading to kids at the library and doing all the funny voices, or helping at the animal shelter, where you're basically a professional dog whisperer. You're not just filling time, you're filling hearts, including your own. Step 5. Practice self-advocacy, becoming your own superhero. Think of self-advocacy like being the superhero of your own life story. Your superpower? Speaking up with the confidence of someone who's seen enough to know what works and what doesn't. You're not being difficult. You're being deliberate. Picture Rose, 71, at her doctor's appointment. Instead of nodding politely when she doesn't understand something, she channels her inner investigative journalist. Doctor, explain that like I'm talking to my neighbor over the fence. She's not being demanding. She's being smart. She's learned that asking questions isn't rude, it's responsible. Your I statements are like having a diplomatic passport through difficult conversations. I feel more comfortable when. Or, I need to understand. Aren't complaints. They're clear directions for how to treat the VIP that is you. You've earned the right to be specific about what you need. Step 6. Cultivate a positive mindset, becoming your own life coach. Your mindset is like being the director of your own life movie. Some days you're filming a romantic comedy. Other days it might feel like a drama, but you're always in charge of whether it's going to be an Oscar winner or a B-movie flop. Meet Tom, 68, who keeps a gratitude journal that reads like a love letter to life. Monday's entry might be, grateful my coffee was perfect, my crossword puzzle was challenging but not impossible, and Mrs. Johnson's cat finally likes me. He's not just counting blessings. He's collecting moments like they're rare coins. When negative thoughts start playing like a broken record, you've got the remote control. You can change the channel to something more uplifting, adjust the volume, or even turn it off completely. Your mind is your entertainment system, and you deserve to watch programming that makes you feel good. Step 7. Maintain personal grooming and appearance, your daily red carpet moment. Every morning when you get dressed, you're essentially preparing for your own personal red carpet event. The paparazzi might just be your reflection in a mirror, but you deserve to feel like $1,000,000 every single day. Think of Eleanor, 73. Who treats her morning routine like she's a Hollywood star preparing for a premiere. She might be going to the grocery store, but she's going to be the best-dressed person in the produce section. Her lipstick is her armor, her hairstyle is her crown, and her confidence is her red carpet. Your closet isn't just storage, it's your costume department. Every outfit is a choice about how you want to feel and how you want the world to see you. That favorite sweater that makes you feel cozy. That's your superhero cape. Those comfortable shoes that let you walk with confidence. Those are your power boots. Step 8. Create a safe and comfortable living environment. Your personal sanctuary design. Your home is like your personal theme park. It should be designed for maximum enjoyment, safety, and comfort. You're not just making modifications. You're creating the perfect setting for your starring role in living my best life. Picture Walter, 70, who turned installing grab bars into an interior design challenge. Instead of medical-looking bars, he found ones that look like towel holders, that moonlight as safety features. His bathroom renovation wasn't about admitting limitations. It was about smart design that lets him enjoy his luxurious morning routine without worry. Your living space should work for you like a well-trained butler. Everything you need should be within easy reach. Lighting should be bright enough to read by. And your favorite chair should be positioned perfectly for both conversation and TV watching. You're not adapting to your space. Your space is adapting to you. Step 9. Manage finances wisely. Becoming your own financial advisor. Managing your finances is like being the CEO of your own personal corporation, called Living Comfortably Incorporated. You're not just paying bills, you're making strategic investments in your happiness and security. Meet Dorothy, 66, who turned budgeting into a game. She uses different colored envelopes for different expenses, and paying bills has become like playing a grown-up version of Monopoly, where she always wins because she planned ahead. Her financial security isn't just about numbers. It's about the peace of mind that lets her sleep soundly and enjoy her days. Your budget isn't a straitjacket, it's a roadmap to freedom. Every dollar you allocate is a vote for what matters most to you. Want to visit your grandkids more often? That's a line item. Want to try that new restaurant? That's in the entertainment budget. You're not restricting yourself. You're directing your resources toward your priorities. Step 10. Preserve your independence. Staying the captain of your own ship. Independence isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about staying in the captain's chair of your own life, even if you have a great crew helping you navigate. You're not losing independence when you accept help. You're showing leadership by building the right team. Think of George, 69, who realized that using grocery delivery wasn't giving up. It was gaining time. Instead of spending an hour wrestling with heavy bags, he now spends that time reading to his neighbor's kid or tending his tomato garden. He's not less independent. He's more strategic about how he spends his energy. Your independence is like being the conductor of an orchestra. You don't have to play every instrument, but you're definitely directing the music. Some days you might need the violins family to carry the melody. Other days the percussion section, helpful services, keeps the rhythm, but you're always holding the baton. Step 11. Build and maintain spiritual connections. Nurturing your inner garden. Your spiritual life is like tending a garden that's been growing for decades. Whether your spiritual practice looks like Sunday morning in a pew, Tuesday morning in the park, or quiet meditation in your favorite chair, you're nurturing the part of yourself that connects to something larger. Meet Patricia, 72, who found her spiritual home in her community garden. Every morning, she talks to her tomatoes like they're old friends, finds peace in the rhythm of watering, and feels connected to the earth in a way that feeds her soul. Her cathedral has dirt floors and a sky ceiling, and it's perfect for her. Your spiritual practice doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Maybe it's the quiet moment with your morning coffee when you feel grateful for another day. Maybe it's the feeling you get when you're holding your grandchild. Maybe it's the peace that comes from a good book or a beautiful sunset. You're not just going through the motions. You're connecting with the sacred in your everyday life. Step 12. Establish end-of-life preferences. Writing your own ending. Planning for the end of your life is like being the author of your own story. You get to write the ending the way you want it. This isn't morbid, it's empowering. You're not just planning for death. You're planning for dignity, peace, and leaving your loved ones with clear instructions instead of difficult guesses. Think of Robert, 75, who approached his advanced directives like he was writing a detailed recipe for his family. He didn't just check boxes. He wrote letters explaining his choices, shared stories about what mattered most to him, and turned a difficult conversation into a gift of clarity for his children. His planning wasn't about dying. It was about living with the peace that comes from knowing his wishes would be honored. Your end-of-life preferences are like leaving a detailed instruction manual for a precious family heirloom yourself. You're not being morbid. You're being considerate. You're giving your family the gift of knowing they're doing exactly what you wanted. Step 13. Embrace technology for connection and convenience, becoming a silver surfer. Technology isn't the enemy. It's your new best friend that just happens to speak a different language. Learning to use technology is like learning to communicate with a very helpful, but sometimes confusing foreign exchange student who lives in your house. Picture Agnes, 68, who was terrified of her new tablet until her grandson showed her how to video call her sister in Florida. Now she's the family's FaceTime queen, hosting virtual coffee dates, showing off her garden through the camera, and accidentally becoming the star of her own cooking show when she props the tablet up in the kitchen. She went from technophobe to tech-savvy in 6 months. Your smartphone is like having a personal assistant who never sleeps, never takes a day off, and fits in your pocket. It can remind you to take your medicine, help you navigate to new places, let you order groceries without leaving home, and keep you connected to loved ones across the country. You're not just learning to use technology. You're learning to let it make your life easier. Step 14. Develop coping strategies for loss and grief, becoming a master of resilience. Grief is like an uninvited guest who shows up at your door. You can't prevent the visit, but you can choose how to handle the company. Learning to cope with loss isn't about getting over it. It's about learning to carry it gracefully while still living fully. Meet James, 71, who lost his wife of 45 years. Instead of just surviving the grief, he decided to honor her memory by continuing their tradition of feeding the birds in their backyard. Now, every morning coffee is a conversation with her memory, and every bird that visits feels like a small gift. He's not just grieving, he's celebrating while he grieves. Your coping strategies are like having a toolkit for life's repairs. Some days you need the hammer of action, staying busy, helping others, throwing yourself into projects. Other days you need the gentle screwdriver of reflection, quiet time, memories, tears when they come. You're not just surviving loss. You're learning to integrate it into a life that continues to have meaning. Step 15. Maintain cognitive health, keeping your mental engine tuned. Your brain is like a classic car engine. It needs regular maintenance, quality fuel, and occasional tune-ups to keep running smoothly. The good news is that unlike a car, your brain can actually get better with age if you treat it right. Think of Mildred, 74, who treats her daily crossword puzzle like a date with her brain. She sits down with her coffee, puts on her reading glasses, and spends quality time keeping her mind sharp. But she doesn't stop there. She's also learning Spanish through an app, joined a book club, and started taking piano lessons. She's not just maintaining her brain, she's upgrading it. Mental exercise is like going to the gym, except you can do it in your pajamas, with a cup of tea. Reading keeps your brain flexible, puzzles keep it sharp, learning new skills keeps it curious, and social interaction keeps it engaged. You're not just preventing decline, you're actively improving your mental fitness. Step 16. Manage chronic conditions proactively, becoming your own health detective. Managing chronic conditions is like being the lead detective in your own health mystery. You're not just a patient. You're an active investigator gathering clues, tracking patterns, and working with your medical team to solve the puzzle of living well with your conditions. Picture Howard, 69, who turned managing his diabetes into a science project. He tracks his blood sugar like a meteorologist tracks weather patterns, experiments with different foods like a chef developing recipes, and approaches his condition with the curiosity of a researcher. He's not letting diabetes manage him. He's managing diabetes like the smart, experienced person he is. Your chronic conditions are like roommates you didn't choose, but have to live with. The key is setting boundaries, establishing routines, and not letting them take over the whole house. You're still the landlord of your body, and you get to decide how much space these conditions get in your daily life. Step 17. Plan for changing needs, becoming a strategic life planner. Planning for changing needs is like being a chess master who thinks several moves ahead. You're not being pessimistic, you're being strategic. You're not planning for failure, you're planning for every possible version of success. Meet Ruth, 70, who approached planning for her future like she was designing her dream retirement home. She researched communities, toured facilities, and made lists like she was planning the perfect vacation. When the time came to make changes, she wasn't making desperate decisions. She was implementing a well-thought-out plan. She turned what could have been a crisis into a calculated move. Your future planning is like having a GPS for life's journey. You might not know exactly which route you'll take, but you've got all the best options mapped out. You're not just hoping for the best. You're preparing for multiple versions of best and ensuring you'll be ready for whatever comes next. Step 18. Contribute to your community, becoming a local legend. Your community contribution is like being a character in your town's ongoing story. Not just any character, but the wise, experienced one that everyone is grateful to have around. You're not just volunteering. You're sharing decades of accumulated wisdom and experience. Think of Stanley, 67, who volunteers at the local high school helping kids with their resumes. He's not just checking grammar. He's sharing 4 decades of work experience, teaching them how to shake hands properly, and occasionally telling stories that make career advice stick. The kids call him Resume Stan, and he's become something of a legend in the guidance counselor's office. Your volunteer work is like being a superhero whose superpower is experience. You've seen enough, learned enough, and lived enough to offer something unique to your community. Whether you're reading to kids, helping at the food bank, or mentoring young entrepreneurs, you're not just giving back. You're passing forward the best of what you've learned. Step 19. Practice acceptance and adaptation, becoming a master of the art of pivoting. Acceptance and adaptation are like being a skilled dancer who can adjust to any music. The song might change, the tempo might shift, but you keep moving gracefully because you've learned that the key to a good dance is not fighting the music. It's finding your rhythm within it. Picture Evelyn, 68, who had to give up her beloved garden when arthritis made digging too painful. Instead of mourning what she couldn't do, she became the neighborhood's container garden expert. Her porch is now a showcase of beautiful potted plants, and neighbors stop by for advice on small space gardening. She didn't just adapt, she evolved into an even better version of herself. Your ability to adapt is like being a skilled improviser in the theater of life. When the script changes, you don't panic, you roll with it, and often create something even better than what was originally planned. You're not just surviving change, you're mastering the art of making change work for you. Step 20. Maintain intimacy and relationships, keeping the home fires burning. Intimacy and relationships are like fine wine. They often get better with age, developing depth and complexity that younger versions couldn't achieve. You're not just maintaining relationships, you're deepening them with the wisdom that comes from understanding what really matters. Meet Arthur and Helen, married 52 years, who discovered that their evening routine of sharing tea and talking about their day has become more intimate than any grand gesture from their youth. They've learned that intimacy isn't just about passion, it's about the comfort of being completely known and loved. Their relationship has aged like a fine wine, becoming richer and more satisfying with time. Your capacity for connection hasn't diminished with age, It's been refined. You know the difference between surface-level interaction and meaningful connection. Whether you're married, single, or somewhere in between, you have the wisdom to create relationships that nourish your soul rather than just filling time. Step 21. Address mental health proactively, becoming your own emotional wellness coach. Taking care of your mental health is like being the compassionate coach of your own emotional wellness team. You wouldn't ignore a broken bone, so why ignore a heavy heart or anxious mind? You're not just managing mental health, you're actively promoting emotional wellness. Think of Barbara, 71, who realized that her weekly counseling sessions weren't a sign of weakness. They were like personal training for her emotional fitness. She approaches therapy like she approaches her morning walk. It's a regular investment in her well-being that keeps her strong, flexible, and ready for whatever life brings. Your mental health care is like preventive maintenance for your emotional engine. Regular check-ins with yourself, professional help when needed, and healthy coping strategies are all part of keeping your emotional life running smoothly. You're not just surviving, you're thriving emotionally. Step 22. Celebrate your life story, becoming the author of your own biography. Your life story is like a best-selling novel that only you can write. Every chapter has been filled with adventures, lessons, relationships, and growth that make you uniquely qualified to be the expert on your own amazing life. Picture William, 76, who started writing letters to his grandchildren about his childhood during the 1950s. What began as simple stories has become a family treasure trove of history, wisdom, and humor. His grandkids eagerly await each grandpa letter, and he's discovered that sharing his story has helped him appreciate the remarkable journey he's had. Your memories aren't just reminiscences. They're wisdom deposits waiting to be shared. Whether you write them down, record them, or share them over family dinners, your stories are gifts that only you can give. You're not just remembering your past. You're creating a legacy for the future. Step 23. Stay informed and engaged with current events, remaining a player, not just a spectator. Staying informed about current events is like keeping your season tickets to the great game of life. You're not just watching from the sidelines. You're an engaged participant who has opinions, insights, and the wisdom to put current events in historical perspective. Meet Charles, 73, who has turned his morning news routine into a social event. He reads the paper with his coffee, discusses current events with his walking group, and shares thoughtful articles with his family. He's not just consuming news. He's digesting it, discussing it, and contributing his perspective to the conversations that matter. Your engagement with current events is like being a wise commentator on the ongoing story of the world. You've seen enough history to provide context, experienced enough change to offer perspective, and lived enough life to separate what's important from what's just noise. Step 24. Create and maintain routines, becoming the conductor of your daily symphony. Your daily routines are like being the conductor of your own personal symphony. Each activity is an instrument. Each day is a performance, and you're the maestro who decides the tempo, volume, and style of your life's music. Think of Margaret, 69, who has turned her morning routine into a ritual of self-care and preparation. She wakes up at the same time, makes her coffee with ceremony, reads for exactly 30 minutes, and then begins her day, feeling centered and purposeful. Her routine isn't rigid, it's reliable, like having a faithful friend who helps her start each day on the right note. Your routines are like the rhythm section of your life's band. They provide the steady beat that allows everything else to flow smoothly. They're not constraints. They're the structure that gives you freedom to improvise within a framework that works for you. Step 25. Advocate for ageism awareness, becoming an ambassador for awesome aging. Fighting ageism is like being an ambassador for the awesome reality of aging in a world that's still figuring out how valuable older adults really are. You're not just defending yourself. You're educating others about the truth of what it means to age with dignity, wisdom, and continued relevance. Picture Dorothy, 72, who responds to, "Wow, you're so spry for your age," with "Thank you, and I'm exactly as amazing as I should be at 72. She doesn't get offended by ageist comments. She uses them as teaching moments. When the grocery store clerk talks to her like she's a child, she responds with the dignity and authority of someone who's earned every one of her 72 years. Your advocacy against ageism is like being a trailblazer for all the amazing people who will follow behind you. Every time you challenge a stereotype, speak up for yourself, or demonstrate that older adults are valuable, contributing members of society, you're paving the way for a better understanding of what aging really looks like. Congratulations! You've just completed the ultimate masterclass in aging with dignity, style, and joy. If you found value today, Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.